All right, let's talk about something we've all struggled with. Those really tough conversations in a relationship. You know the ones where emotions are running high, the right words just disappear, and somehow you end up making things even worse. Well, today we're going to dig into a psychologist's guide for how to do it a whole lot better.
And this quote from psychologist Lasater just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It's this wild paradox. The exact moment you need to be your most calm, clear, and loving self is precisely when your brain decides to go on vacation.
So yeah, that's what we're calling the communication paradox. It's that feeling when you're hurt or angry or even just scared, and all your best intentions just fly out the window. Instead of getting closer, you end up pushing each other further away. And usually, we end up going down one of two roads. Road number one, we go on the attack. We say things we immediately regret, things that are designed to hurt. Or, road number two, we just shut down. We put up a wall, go silent, and let the problem get bigger and bigger. And, spoiler alert, neither one of these actually works. But here's the good news. There is a better way. And the framework we're looking at today comes from a professional who spent his entire career trying to solve this puzzle. And for him, it wasn't just academic. It was deeply personal. So this is Lasater. When he was just a kid, he actually tried to mediate his own parents' fights. Then later, when he became a psychologist, he saw that the typical couples therapy, where couples just yell at each other for an hour, was, in his words, a disaster. He realized people don't need a referee, they need to learn the actual skills of how to talk to each other. So his first big idea is all about defense. It's about learning what not to do. You have to learn to spot and stop the most damaging habits you have. And he has this incredible, powerful name for them: communication nukes. A nuke is not just a complaint, okay? It is a full-on assault. It's when you stop talking about the problem and start attacking the person, their character, their worth. It's basically weaponized contempt. And his number one rule is that using a nuke always makes the situation worse. No exceptions. And wow, when you see them all listed out like this, I mean, they're pretty recognizable, right? You've got the obvious ones like name-calling, but what about the sneakier ones, like sarcasm, or the silent treatment, or my personal favorite, those huge exaggerations? You always forget. You never listen. These aren't discussions, they're weapons. And this right here is why it's so important. The damage from these nukes, it sticks around. You can forgive, but it's really hard to forget certain words, especially when they come from the person who's supposed to have your back. So the big takeaway is, these attacks have to be totally, completely, 100% off the table. Okay, so for getting rid of the nukes, what do we do instead? Well, you can't just create a vacuum. You have to replace that destructive energy with something positive. You have to actively build your relationship up with affirming words. I mean, this is why we get into relationships in the first place, isn't it? To feel supported, to feel seen, to feel like we belong with someone. And kind, positive communication, that's how you get all that good stuff. It's how you feel like you're really on the same team. Now, this slide shows one of the simplest but most powerful changes you can make. Just look at the difference here. "You didn't talk to me" is an accusation. It immediately puts your partner on the defensive. But when you say, "I'm disappointed," you're not attacking them, you're just sharing how you feel. It's an invitation for them to understand you, not to fight back. It's a total game changer. So here are a few more guidelines for this affirming style. Do you see the theme here? It's all about clarity, honesty, and taking responsibility for yourself. It's saying, hey, stop trying to read my mind, I'm just going to ask for what I need. And when your partner does something you love, don't just say thanks. Tell them why it was great. So knowing all this stuff is great, right? But doing it, especially when you're upset, that's a whole different ballgame. And that's why Lasater created a super simple, structured exercise so you can build up these communication muscles when the stakes are low. Seriously, think of this as going to the gym for your relationship. You're not trying to solve your biggest, hairiest problem on day one. You're just doing some light reps to practice the two most fundamental skills: really, truly listening and showing that you appreciate the other person. Here's how simple it is. One of you talks for just 60 seconds about anything they find interesting: their job, a new hobby, a book, whatever. The other person's only job is to listen. When the minute is up, they just repeat back what they heard and say something positive. The first person says thank you, and then you swap roles. That's it. That's the whole thing. And this is the absolute key. You are not trying to fix anything. The topic is not the point. The only goal of this exercise is to practice the skill of making your partner feel completely heard and for you to practice the skill of feeling genuinely appreciated. That's the muscle you're building together. So, to wrap this all up, let's make it real for a second. Think back to that list of communication nukes. Is there one that tends to pop up in your relationship? Maybe it's sarcasm, or maybe it's the "you always and you never" exaggerations. Why not talk to your partner and just agree to take just one off the table, starting right now? What's it going to be?